I'd give you a bit of a rundown what a 410 non-wing sprint car is, because it is a little different. First off, let's go from the front end. A non-wing sprint car, the front arms are different. So if you have a look here, that arm's angled outwards. A wing car pretty much runs straight in line, it would end up here. The reason for this is the axle is longer out this way. I'm not sure, they're all made a bit different, but this is a 53-inch axle. I haven't measured what size long, where else. Wing cars are 50-inch, so it's 3-inch difference, and that stops a big old bike. It makes it lazy the car up really nicely. So this is the next thing here. So this is set up like a drift car, if you want to call it that. They're pretty much crazy drift cars with a lot of horsepower. This is an S-bend front arm. I run these at home on my wing car too, just for more lock. That's pretty much all they're for. Same here with the drag link on the left front. Some tracks in Oz, I'm thinking of running that on the wing car. So that's pretty much just to get yourself left when you really need it, because a wing car, you're moving the wheel like this, and a non-wing car, you're pretty much like soaring at it to a point. There's always a neutral position, you sort of smooth that, but you're always on it to a point. Motors are a little different to wing cars. They detune them a little bit. They're not aiming for high HP, while a lot are now, because of like how they qualify and all that. Geometrically as well, it's a bit probably hard to see. Do a diagram here. This to the bottom, all the motors tilted up 2 degrees like that. That's for weight transfer. I looked at my wingless, you might have known something cool about it. I'm not saying what it was, because you can figure it out for yourself if you look at old Mexican Tommy Mac's car. They're cockpit adjustable shocks. So these are dials. They're directly connected. They're just pretty much like throttle cables. Instead of pulling a bit of rod through and through, they're made to twist. So we're adjusting the shock as we go. They've got clickers in them, so you can, a one click there corresponds with a click there, which is pretty cool. So I can control them as I'm racing. It's a bit tricky to do, but I've done it once or twice because I was really desperate. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the back end here, because I've done a whole video on this. I'll put the link up the top or in the description. Wingless bird cages. There's your wing pivot. There's your non-wing pivot. So your arm angle here, this has to not be in, like, this sort of has to be flat or slightly down. Like, this is exaggerated just because we're at block height at the moment. Yeah, you have to keep them going the right way, because if they're pointed up, they won't work. We run these cars stupid low. Like the I don't know if you could probably even see underneath. Yeah, you can sort of see the left rear row can drag the ground. Another thing, it's different. You can run different frames. Oh, this is a Big Max. You can run this as a wing car. Non-wing cars are a little different. They're a bit thinner in the bottom rails. Perfectly legal. Probably can't run it as a wing car. Hence no wing posts. Guys mix and match, like run between the 095 thickness tubing, which is the 095 thou, and the I think 83 is the next one down. I'll put a little caption if I've got that wrong, but I think it's 083. That's why you see guys run wing cars, some don't. So it's all preference, all package. Another thing is tires. So this is a 4-off rim. Well, it's about a 4.5. It's a bit of a weird medium thing. So non-wing cars pretty much run 4s, 5s, and 6s in extreme occasion. That's just to keep the car from traction rolling. You don't, like wing cars are run about 6 or 7s all the time, and you just need to keep, like that just alters your tire footprint you're using when you get lateral grip and going forward. But it's more lateral grip or side bite. I don't believe in side bite. I call it lateral grip. But it's just a terminology thing. Another thing is the medium. So we run medium and H15s in Indiana. H15 is a wing tire, and this medium is a non-wing tire. So the difference is, I think there's more camber built into a medium. So that means that the sidewall and this sort of portion of the tire is built up with more camber than a wing tire. So putting that in perspective, if you're running the medium at about 8 pound, you'd want to put about 10 in a H15. Just because of that sidewall behaves a bit differently. We do the same thing at home with WAV 16s with the Fitzpatricks, and when I run American races. I'm an American racer, I prefer to run them. That's just me, don't care what anyone says. I run 2 to 3 pound more in a WAV 16 than I would in an American racer, just so I can get that same feel, because it seems like sometimes the 16-inch tires compared to the 17s, they flop a bit and get a bit tucked on the sidewall, and I hate that feeling. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we got with non-wing cars. I'm not 100% sure on anything else off the top of my head different for a non-wing car. That's why all them bird cages are incorporated. So the cars do run lower. Back at the front's about the same. Relatively, they point different. They're pointing sort of up. rather than nose down like a wing car. Yeah, wing cars tend to point nose down, at least to back home. This for accommodate for all your wings and all that jazz, pushing the car into the ground. And then, yeah, non-wings the opposite. We want to get the motor pitched up as high as we can. You only have the motor giving you traction, as silly as it sounds. That all goes from a path from the engine to the tires. So that's a bit of a topic for probably another day, but that's the way I think of it. All your traction's off your engine. Cap it off with that. I'll probably just put this together as a standalone video because I want people to know what a non-wing car is. So